Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do kind of a life update Q&A. A lot of you guys have been asking me questions about afterbirth, how's baby, and stuff like that. So I wanted to sit down and film this video and kind of fill you guys in since I've been kind of MIA for quite a bit. So a lot of people have been asking me how my postpartum care was and how I was after having the baby. And to be honest, like I mentioned in my labor and delivery story time, I did not have any type of complications or tearing or stitches or anything like that. So postpartum care was definitely easy for me. I feel like everything kind of went back to normal super quick. I did not have any type of like complications or anything when I went back to my 6 weeks postpartum like checkup. The only thing that did happen to me after having my baby was during like the pushing stages of having my baby, I developed some stretch marks along my stomach. So that does make me feel a little bit insecure sometimes, but at the same time I just keep reminding myself, like, you gave birth, you have your son, this is your child, this is beautiful, and you shouldn't feel down about having stretch marks. So that's kind of like the only thing I would say I dealt with postpartum, but everything else was super simple for me. A lot of people wanted me to go in detail about like my postpartum and stuff like that, but I don't know if I should because I really didn't do much. If you guys want me to, I will definitely make a separate video talking about all of that, but there's not really like too much in depth about postpartum. Another question was, do I feel confident after having my baby? So I feel like this is a very touchy subject because there's days where I'll feel like the cutest in whatever I'm wearing, and then there's days where I'm like, oh my god, I feel so ugly, I just want to cry. I definitely feel like ugly sometimes to my boyfriend. Like, I'll wear like crop tops and I'll wear super high-waisted pants to cover like my stretch marks and stuff and just kind of hold everything in. And like when I'm getting undressed and like changing to pajamas or something and my boyfriend sees my stomach, I'm like, don't look, don't look. He's like, why? It's fine. Or if he kisses my stomach, I'm like, please stop. Like, I just feel really insecure in my stomach area, and I feel like it's off and on. Like, I have my days on when I look good and when I look bad. And honestly, I'm the type of girl that likes to be glammed up all the time. I was always one to do my makeup and stuff. Bless you. And ever since having like a baby, you know, you put your child first. I try to, like, when he's taking a nap, get myself together and kind of feel pretty, but sometimes I just look so ugly and I just feel so ugly. And it's just like, I don't know, I think it's all in my head, and everyone deals with like confidence very different. But I'm starting to overcome that in a sense, because now my baby is in a routine. We both understand each other and it's a lot easier. So I have time put aside to where I can get myself ready. I'll do like a 10-minute look, a 5-minute look, but I feel my best when I'm like ready. But I can't lie to you guys, I do cry sometimes. I'll cry with him, and that's just reality, you know. Sometimes it's best to cry everything out and just let it out. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with confidence. So a lot of people that are pregnant wanted to know an advice or something that I would say about pregnancy as a whole. So with being pregnant and going through labor and everything like that, I would say to just have an open mind, because anything can happen in pregnancy. So don't really have a plan when you go into labor and delivery. You can have like, you know, like expectations or just kind of like little simple things like that. But to be honest, my labor didn't go as planned. I didn't bring everything that I wanted to bring, you know. So I would just say have an open mind. Do not think negative. If you feel like something is wrong, definitely call your doctor right away or go into the hospital or whatever it is, because at the end of the day, it is your baby. It's your gut feeling. So I would definitely go in if I felt some type of way. But like I said, just have an open mind with your pregnancy and just enjoy your pregnancy, because it is going to fly by. Even though the last month is going to feel like the longest, it does, when you look back, feel like your pregnancy flew. So another thing that a lot of people asked me was, how do you feel about being a parent so young, and how do you make your relationship work with your boyfriend? So I don't know if you guys know, but I've been with my boyfriend for 9 years. Next year is going to be 10 years, which is beyond crazy. For quite some years, we have spent every single day together with each other. Like, I'm talking morning to nighttime, afternoons, after school, just stuff like that. We have always been together. We've never really been separate unless one of us go on vacation or something like that. And now we live together, so it's kind of like we're always together. And I just feel like we just make everything work. If something is wrong, we communicate all the time and we let each other know, like, hey, I don't like this, or whatever the feelings are, we just communicate all the time. We always have time for each other. Every time we put the baby to bed at nighttime, we're together, whether that watching a movie, eating a snack, making some dinner together. We're just always bonding, always constantly talking. There's not really much to say, but I feel like communication is definitely key and what held us together. Also, I feel like since we've been together for so long that we had our time as a couple, and like it was in a sense like we were ready to have a family, if that makes sense. I don't know, but I just feel like everything kind of flowed together, and just everything happens for a reason, and we are nothing but strong. And if anything, our son brought us way closer. So, and honestly, with having a son and it being the holidays and everything like that, it's just you and your boyfriend taking him to do all these activities, whether that be getting a Christmas tree, meeting Santa, taking photos, just stuff like that. It brings you more joy, because before it was just me and my boyfriend going to meet Santa or picking out a tree, and now this year we have a little boy to take with us and pick out a tree, and it's just more exciting, and it brings life, even more life into our relationship. But yeah, definitely communication. So another question was, what was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months? I feel like the hardest thing was not being able to do everything that I wanted to do. My boyfriend and I are very like outgoing, adventurous type of people. So like I couldn't ride like roller coasters if we went to a theme park. I couldn't go out to like drink or anything if I wanted to, even though I'm not going to drink when I'm freaking pregnant. I just couldn't do things that I would normally do, and I felt like it was like hard because sometimes I would get like frustrated or something because I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I've been pregnant forever. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that was pretty much the hardest part, because a big part of me is very adventurous, very outgoing, very motivated, and just on the go. So when I had to like cut back from everything, I was kind of sad like that I couldn't be myself being pregnant. But I feel like that would be the hardest thing, and going to the bathroom and peeing constantly. I just hated going to the bathroom every 5 seconds of my life. Another question was, would I change anything that happened during like childbirth? If you guys haven't seen that story time, I will have it linked above me, that way you guys can check it out. Honestly, the only thing that I would change about the childbirth, and it's not really a change because like the actual birthing part and labor part, I would not change for anything. I just wish that I documented it, even though I have that memory in my head and it will forever be in my head, and my boyfriend says the same thing, like he'll forever remember it. I just wish that we recorded. I wish that I wasn't like stubborn in the sense of like, no, let's just leave the camera and just go. But I really wish I documented it. And if you girls out there want to document your journey and everything, I highly recommend you do it, because you may be like me and regret it later on. But that is something that I would add to the child's birth, but it's not something like that is a must-have or something that I would change. I would have just added that in. So another thing that a lot of people asked me was, how do you feel about being a parent so young, and how do you make your relationship work with your boyfriend? So I don't know if you guys know, but I've been with my boyfriend for 9 years. Next year is going to be 10 years, which is beyond crazy. For quite some years, we have spent every single day together with each other. Like, I'm talking morning to nighttime, afternoons, after school, just stuff like that. We have always been together. We've never really been separate unless one of us go on vacation or something like that. And now we live together, so it's kind of like we're always together. And I just feel like we just make everything work. If something is wrong, we communicate all the time and we let each other know, like, hey, I don't like this, or whatever the feelings are, we just communicate all the time. We always have time for each other. Every time we put the baby to bed at nighttime, we're together, whether that watching a movie, eating a snack, making some dinner together. We're just always bonding, always constantly talking. There's not really much to say, but I feel like communication is definitely key and what held us together. Also, I feel like since we've been together for so long that we had our time as a couple, and like it was in a sense like we were ready to have a family, if that makes sense. I don't know, but I just feel like everything kind of flowed together, and just everything happens for a reason, and we are nothing but strong, and if anything, our son brought us way closer. So, and honestly, with having a son and it being the holidays and everything like that, it's just you and your boyfriend taking him to do all these activities, whether that be getting a Christmas tree, meeting Santa, taking photos, just stuff like that. It brings you more joy, because before it was just me and my boyfriend going to meet Santa or picking out a tree, and now this year we have a little boy to take with us and pick out a tree, and it's just more exciting, and it brings life, even more life into our relationship. But yeah, definitely communicate. Someone asked, how do I deal with like night feedings and changing between my boyfriend and I? To be honest, my boyfriend and I share everything equally. Monday through Friday though, I'll take care of the baby, because I know my boyfriend has to get up super early for work, and I don't mind getting up with my baby, because now he only wakes up like 2 times or 3 times in the night, so I don't really mind. I kind of adjusted to his schedule, and it doesn't bother me. Within 30 minutes I can have my baby fed, diaper changed, and back to sleep. So that's just a quick routine. On Friday and Saturday and Sunday sometimes, well, like not Sunday, Friday and Saturday, well maybe Sunday, I don't know, it just depends. Like my boyfriend does take like the weekends, and he'll do everything that I do for the baby, even though I wake up too. He's like, babe, go back to sleep, I got this. So he'll take care of the baby too. And if he knows that in the week I'm like super exhausted, or I just kind of have my period or something like that, and I just am overwhelmed, then he'll take that shift for the night. I wouldn't like to call it a shift. Like he'll just take care of the baby during the nighttime, even though I'm up like, you know, staring at him. But my boyfriend definitely helps. We just do everything equally, to be honest. So another question that I got was, how have I changed as a person since becoming a mom? Honestly, I feel like I'm the same person. My personality has not really changed. I just bring my son everywhere I go. He's always by my side. I just involve him a lot more, obviously, because he's my kid. I don't think that I've became a mean person or just strict or anything like that. I just feel like I'm always been myself ever since having him. I don't really find myself like any type of way. If you guys hear him in the background, he's just playing on his playmat, so yeah, that's what that background noise is. But honestly, I see myself as the same. My boyfriend would say the same. I think my family would say the same, but I don't really think I've changed in a negative way. I've just became even more happier now that he's here. So someone asked, how do I deal with blowouts? To be honest, my son only had one blowout so far, and I literally spoke so soon. He had a blowout yesterday, and it was intense. Let me just say that. Okay, back to my video. He's about to be 3 months old, which is super good. The night that he had a blowout, it went up his back and got onto his pajamas. Honestly, to get out the stains, I don't know if that's like what you're referring to, but I'll clean him off first, obviously, and then to get the stain out of his clothes, I use like Dawn dish soap, and I just scrub his like pajamas in it, and then overnight I'll let it soak in the dish soap, and then the next day I'll wash it with like his Dreft newborn detergent or whatever it may be, and it just gets the stain right out. But like I said, that was really the only blowout he had and only staining he had, and it didn't even stain his clothes. So yeah, that's how I deal with blowouts. Yeah. Someone said, in your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off? I would say moderate, I guess. A lot of people do not tell you about when they deliver the placenta, how they keep pushing on your stomach. That crap hurts so bad. It's worse than giving birth. It's such an uncomfortable feeling, and I wish that someone would have told me they push on your stomach like that, because I was not prepared for that pain, because that hurts so bad. But I would say everything was pretty moderate with like how everything goes. But like I do mention, just have an open mind when it comes to labor and delivery. So someone asked me if I was a stay-at-home mom or a working mom. If you've seen previous videos, then you guys would know I'm a stay-at-home mom. She said if I was a stay-at-home mom, what are things that I keep or do to keep myself entertained and my baby entertained? I pretty much put him on his swing to keep him entertained, put him on his play mat. I read books to him throughout the day. I'll do his bath time and we'll play in his bath. That's pretty much stuff that I do with him to keep him entertained. Since he is still like a newborn and everything like that, he naps most of the day or he's just wide awake looking at something. Like right now he's playing on his play mat. I'll actually like insert a clip real quick of him playing so that way you guys can like see how I film and kind of like do things with having him. But yeah, like right now he's just looking at all his toys on his playmat and he just kicks and touches them and stuff like that. But I feel like the playmat is one of like the key things that keep him entertained. I'll also play his sound machine for him because he likes the music. We'll do a little bit of TV time or like phone time where he'll watch like something bright color to kind of just trigger his brain and just kind of get him going, you know. And those are things that I really do for him. For myself, I don't really do much. I just kind of like make something to eat, FaceTime my best friend. Sometimes I'll get ready. I try to get ready because it makes me feel like better, but honestly most of the days I'm not ready. And then I'll watch YouTube videos like all day long. But yeah, those are things that I do for baby and for myself with being a stay-at-home mom. Someone said, do I feel sad or feel any type of way about having a baby at such a young age? If you guys don't know, I got pregnant when I was 20 and I gave birth at 21 years old. Honestly, I don't feel sad or I don't feel anything negative. I feel like everything happens for a reason. I'm a big believer of things happen for a reason. I don't look at it negative at all. I feel like if anything, it just brought me happiness and it brought my boyfriend and I closer as a couple. I feel like, yeah, at times it can be challenging, but I would not change it for the world. My boyfriend already wants more kids and I'm just like, whoa, slow down. Like, I'm not trying to be pregnant again, even though I do want kids, like, you know, in the future, and like a girl, hopefully a girl. But honestly, I'm not sad or anything like that. I'm really happy. I'm okay. Like, I was never one to party or go out and be like wild or anything, so it didn't really affect me in that sense. And like I did mention, my boyfriend and I are so like with each other all the time that it didn't really bother us. We're like, okay, like we were so happy. But yeah. So this is going to be the last question I'm going to answer because I'm going to get ready to give baby a bath because he's getting a little bit fussy. But the last question is, do you get help from your family and how do you feel about getting help from families? So yes, we do get help from both sides of the family. If you guys don't know, I do live at my boyfriend's house, so we're always with his mom. His mom will take the baby like if we need a break or something like that, and she'll watch him. And honestly, it's not even like she's watching him. We're always all together and hanging out watching TV or like going to Disney or something like that, so we're always together in that sense. It doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people feel like having family involved with the baby can be bothering, but it really isn't. It's really helpful because at the end of the day, they're helping you out, they're helping you get rest, and just they're spending time with their freaking grandchild, so I don't see what a problem with that is. The baby does go to my mom's house on the weekends, so he'll spend like Sundays with my mom and my sisters because he does have aunts and stuff like that, and my grandparents and everything. So it's pretty much equal, and my mom will come here and see the baby and family will come here and see the baby. So the help from both sides is just wonderful, especially in the beginning when we were just starting to figure out the baby. Well, you guys, this brings you to the end of today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, give me a like, and turn on my post notifications. That way you are notified every single time that I do upload a new video. Well, I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!